Cozy Cloud Stories.
The Raccoon Who Collected Lost Things. In a quiet town nestled between the forest and the river, there lived a clever little raccoon named Rilo. While other raccoons rummaged for shiny snacks or scurried about for food, Rilo had a different hobby. He collected lost things. Not just anything, of course. Rilo wasn't a thief. He never took what people wanted to keep. Instead, he searched for items that had been dropped, forgotten, or misplaced under the moon's silver glow. Every night while the world slept, Rilo padded softly through gardens, streets, and meadows, his striped tail swishing behind him. He had the sharpest eyes and could spot a missing button, a single sock, or even a small toy hidden in the grass. One night he found a red ribbon tangled on a fence. He sniffed it curiously and remembered seeing it tied in a little girl's hair at the market that morning. Another night he discovered a toy soldier abandoned near the stream, its paint chipped but its hat still bright. And once he even stumbled upon a shiny key lying in the dirt, reflecting the moonlight like a star. Rilo kept all these treasures in a secret hollow log deep in the forest. But he never kept them forever. For Rilo had a rule. Everything he found would find its way back home. The townsfolk never saw Rilo at work, but they noticed the magic of his deeds. The little girl who lost her ribbon discovered it neatly tied to her window sill the next morning. The boy who cried over his missing toy soldier found it standing guard at the edge of his porch. And the baker, puzzled over his missing key, found it resting gently on his doorstep. No one knew how their things returned, but whispers spread through the town. Some said a kind spirit was watching over them. Others believed the wind carried things back. Only the moon, who watched Rilo's nightly adventures, knew the truth. One evening, as Rilo scurried along the cobblestone path, he spotted a worn woolen scarf lying on a bench. It smelled faintly of lavender and warm bread. He tucked it under his paw and hurried toward the bakery, sure it belonged to the baker's wife. But when he reached their doorstep, he hesitated. The baker's wife sat on the porch, rocking gently in her chair. She looked up at the sky and sighed. "Oh, how I miss my scarf. My grandmother made it for me." Rilo's little heart swelled. He wanted so much to return it, but he knew humans might be frightened if they saw a raccoon carrying a scarf in his teeth. So he waited until she dozed off in the chair. Then, as quiet as the falling snow, he placed the scarf gently in her lap. When the baker's wife awoke, she gasped with joy and pressed the scarf to her cheek. "It's a miracle," she whispered. Rilo scampered off, smiling beneath the moonlight. He didn't need thanks or applause. The warmth in her voice was enough. Seasons passed, and Rilo's legend grew. The town became known as the place where nothing stays lost for long. People started believing more in kindness, more in hope. They took better care of their belongings, but when something did go missing, they didn't despair. Somehow they trusted it would return. One spring, a little boy moved into the town. He was shy and often sat by himself, clutching a wooden flute. One windy afternoon, while playing by the riverbank, the flute slipped from his hands and floated downstream. The boy cried himself to sleep that night, certain he'd never see it again. But the moon guided Rilo's eyes, and the raccoon scrambled along the riverbank until he found the flute wedged between two rocks. Carefully, he pulled it free and polished it with a leaf until it gleamed again. That night, he placed it beside the boy's window. When the boy awoke, he gasped, "My flute! It came back." He played a cheerful tune that floated through the town, a melody of joy and wonder. And though no one knew the raccoon behind the magic, everyone felt the music in their hearts. From then on, the townsfolk told bedtime tales about a mysterious helper who lived under the stars. Some called him a guardian, some a moon spirit. But Rilo never corrected them. He just kept padding along, collecting and returning what was lost, his little paws leaving soft prints in the night. For Rilo knew a truth the world sometimes forgets. Helping quietly can shine as brightly as being noticed. And so the raccoon continued his gentle work, guided by the moon and his kind heart, forever known as the raccoon who collected lost things. Helping quietly is as powerful as being noticed. If you like this story, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like this video. Sleep well and dream nice.